It's something we talk about often with our military veterans, and you've seen the numbers. 22 a day take their own lives. It's raised a lot of awareness about PTSD, but there's an equally vital battle going on with the men and women on the front lines keeping us safe here at home every day. As many as 37% of firefighters and paramedics have PTSD to some extent. And in a Florida state survey of firefighters last year, nearly half admitted to thinking about suicide. Tonight, one firefighter opens up about his journey, and we see what's being done to heal our heroes. Scott Price never thought he'd trade his big red truck for a set of yellow wheels.
I was in the fire service for almost 24 years.
He was driven by the excitement, a desire to help.
You do have those moments where, you've delivered a baby or you've saved somebody's private property or their belongings.
But those other moments,
a lot of fatalities, numerous children, drownings,
shifted his life into reverse.
For any firefighter, children are difficult. For me, it was happening over and over and over again. A lot of calls that I would like to forget that I'm just never going to forget.
The one he couldn't bring himself to tell us about, the 2012 death of Savannah Edwards, fatally mauled by a dog. In the months and years that followed, Scott saw the changes.
You're not the person that you used to be. I was a little more fatigued, a little more temperamental. Nightmares so bad I wouldn't even want to go to sleep. For a while, I thought it was something that we all dealt with.
Finally, this spring, Shawnee Heights Fire Chief Tom Garcia pulled Scott aside.
It was affecting his family life. It was affecting his work performance here.
Together, they got Scott into treatment, where he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Garcia says it's not surprising, since firefighters today do more than just put out flames. They're also the first responders for anything from wrecks and assaults to medical calls and suicides.
It's the day in, day out. We can't get away from it, because the next day we come to work, we don't know what we're going to be faced with. So when we get up in the morning, we try to prepare ourselves for the worst.
Trauma rewires the brain.
Clinical therapists Jill Reese and Mary Evans say PTSD is very real. The brain becomes stuck in fight or flight mode.
They continue to live with intrusive memories, distressing memories, flashbacks, dissociations. Maybe they start avoiding things.
The good news is it can be treated, but it takes an individualized plan of therapy, sometimes with medications.
Their mind, their body's been hijacked by the trauma. We teach people skills such as relaxation training, mindfulness skills, so they can kind of develop a sense of mastery over some of these symptoms.
The first step is trusting there is help, which is where the 1033 Foundation comes in.
Because it's all about how this person's being affected.
Named for the common signal code of officer in distress and the verse in Luke, where you'll find the biblical story of the Good Samaritan, 1033 Foundation trains first responders to encourage peers to reach out and take the first step. Soldier Township Fire Chief Carl McNorton helped launch it here in March when he saw how handling several tragedies involving young people in recent years was affecting his crews.
It's really critical to us and to me personally that we do what we can to help each other and help prevent this, because I'm an old firefighter and I want to make sure a young firefighter gets to be an old firefighter.
Because they know what's at stake. October 15th, Indian River County, Florida Battalion Chief David Dangerfield posted on Facebook, PTSD for firefighters is real. 27 years of deaths and babies dying in your hands is a memory that you will never get rid of. My love to my crews. Be safe. Take care. Less than 3 hours later, Dangerfield drove to the woods, called 911, and took his own life.
We are working in an industry where being macho is what we should be. We're going to run into a burning building, we can save everything. That's not reality. We can't save everything. We need to be macho enough to say, hey, I'm a big enough man to step up and say, there's something wrong.
Which is why Scott is speaking out.
I know there's more people out there. I've seen the look.
He ultimately decided to take early retirement from the fire force and steer in a new direction, but he wants his friends to know they don't need to travel as far down the dark road as he did.
Just listen to the guys and just say, look, you might be in trouble or I'm in trouble and I need help and I need you to listen to me.
You can find more about the warning signs of PTSD and resources to help on WIBW.com. And we're also going to tell you a little bit more about the 1033 Foundation tomorrow on 13 News this morning. All important information. And as Scott said, he just wants to help and tell everybody else to open up. And as I've said, it's very interesting that both Chief Garcia and Chief McNorton both said, you know, that's something that they've dealt with as well and have recognized in themselves. So they are, we're very interested in spreading the word as well.